like some sort of semblance of kinship. I don't know. Something ain't right, as the old song go. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I always consider this to be like, a bunch of people at the bottom of the stoop just talking about life and everything that comes in between. And because it's a hot topic of the day, we will discuss it in all forms: intellectual, non-intellectual, belligerent, brutal honesty, and of course, candid. But I still think that this is definitely appreciated because this is more focused than most clubhouse, groups I've seen, and I definitely appreciate it.
What's the hot topic? I'm sorry, Dan. What's the hot topic of today that's being discussed?
Well, like I said, we had just got off the topic of Kamala and some.
Yeah, that's a hot topic for today. We ain't seen him. I don't know how long.
For the moment, okay? And I'm saying that in general.
What is a hot topic?
I was saying it in
What the
general.
Supreme Court just ruled on?
Hi, everybody.
Oh, yeah, see what the hot topic is that we're going up with the House Republican.
No, but that's my point though. You in here talking about Diddy, talking about the sex worker.
Right, we just watched that last night, so we were rehashing something we just watched last night. We just heard
I understand that.
sex workers.
I understand.
So that's what happens, yeah.
I understand that, and all of that is my point. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, this is what I'm about to say right here. There's a small room, right, which it was, and we're trying to keep the room going. We're going to discuss a whole bunch of shit. So what the fuck what? Like, we're going to discuss all kinds of shit. We're not damn bashing what we were doing. We're saying we wanted her to win. We were looking at different things that happened during the process. We did not say this is why she lost. Nobody bashed her. Matter of fact, I think most of the people speak to sort of programs.
Okay, wait.
And we also, hold on, let me plan real quick. And we also discussed, one second more, we're going to talk about my plan right now. We also brought up, and when people start to respond to us, what they respond to, I also brought up that the House of Republicans denied an amendment that would have made the DOJ release the Epstein files in the next 30 days. Nobody wanted to talk about that shit. So they went right back to what people want to talk about.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. You don't want to talk about that?
I tried to brought that up already. I tabled that.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back right now.
Hello. Thank you. I'm on my lunch break. I just wanted to see if you guys heard about it because me and Sim were trying to look it up, and it was funny that it was buried. I spent my 15-minute lunch break with Sim trying to find this article. So that's not of interest to anybody?
I brought it up. I had an article from CNN.
Oh, you don't say that. Dr. AJ, what are you asking?
Okay.
No, I'm asking, what are you asking? What are you asking? You said, what's going on? What do you mean? You don't want to talk about that?
Well, usually the fact, like, the only reason our room's called politically moist, so a lot of times we try to talk about what's going on in the news. And I've been in and out, and a little bit that I did come in back into, I did feel like I was bashing Kamala. And then I do have a problem with, and I always tell y'all this, I really don't like it when we like beat up the people. I'm not into bashing the Democratic Party at all.
To be clear, because when you come in and now, you're not going to get full context. We know
I got it.
Yeah, and then the replays were on, which was you and Harris.
That bird has a lot to say. And I told him to give me one example since he wanted to talk about that shit. And he couldn't. I don't got time for this shit. Like, honestly, that's why I was like, I'm not playing with him today. And maybe me coming in and out, it sounded like y'all was, that's why I said it sounded like y'all bashing black women.
Can I just want to say something, and I hope it doesn't get taken wrong. Dr. A.G., I was feeling what you were feeling, but I felt it because of the title that the room put up, Collard Greens in the White House. That's what did it for me, because I know that's not this room. But it was a catchy line that probably brought people in. So that was what I was feeling. That's all I'm saying.
Here.
Damn. I only got 30 minutes, please. Let me just say, can you actually hear me? Because I'm hiding in my car.
We can hear you.
In the
We
car.
can hear you. You sound like you might need a car, but we can hear you.
I am, definitely. So, I don't want to talk about the title or whatever. Patty, can we find a topic like in the news? Or are you guys going to keep
Yeah,
talking?
we abstain, but
So,
you want to talk about
the
it?
Supreme Court, y'all check this out. Department of Education is falling apart, right? Y'all know what the Supreme Court decision was. And what does that look like? So, like, right now I don't have the time to go through it because I gotta go to a meeting in the next 20 minutes. But maybe that's something, I don't know. If y'all not interested in that, then you guys can talk about Epstein.
I want to say this real quick, if y'all don't mind. Like, I'm not going to make it a crypto or a stock room, but this does have to do with Trump, where he met with China and reversed some of the policies that allowed us to sell the chips that power their AI. And NVIDIA and AMD both said they're going to reinitiate those sales to China, and their stocks are fucking jumping through the motherfucking roof, which I love it because I got both of them. So yeah, that's a topic. That's another taco situation too, by the way.
They're to China.
They're reselling. They're restarting their sales of chips to power China's AI, both NVIDIA and AMD.
AMD, that's a big issue. Like, but AMD is Taiwan, though, right?
No, they're both American based.
Is AMD Taiwan?
NVIDIA and AMD are both U.S. based companies.
I know that NVIDIA is, and I know.
While they were under our supervision, they couldn't do it before this. They were stifled, and now they're able to reignite their sales to China, which made their stocks jump because they're about to really go up as far as sales go. That was a huge export for them.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Damn right. We can pivot from that. I just want to put that on the table. So if anybody is into stock or into chips or following technology and AI, they can be aware of that.
Okay, so the Medicaid working requirements, you guys know, are going to start in 2027. It's just been told today. There's another situation. There's another situation of immigration. Do you guys want to stick to just that part? Because there's a lot of things in the news I'm looking at.
I mean, talk about anything going on in the news, like what? I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so I can tell you guys that we're getting ready to, yesterday, in reference to my topic that I just brought up, yesterday they laid off, I put it in Telegram, they fired. This particular center I was at had 25 people. I showed you what was going on a day where they thought we were going to have 35 patients. They fired, out of the 37 people, they fired 19 to start off with yesterday in this surgery center that has 37 people. And the reason as to why they do cataracts here, and a lot of these patients are Medicare, Medicaid, many. And they see their money is going out the window, so they preemptively fired all these people. And I wasn't kidding when I said they were all black, because they were all black. So that's my contribution to, and starting on 2027, 2 years from now.
Is that based on the ruling that just gave Trump clearance to fire Nancy Lane?
No, I have nothing to do with federal. This hospital, not hospital, this surgery center is owned by 3 physicians. I'm just saying that they already see the writing on the wall, and they're starting to cut. They're starting to cut everything they can, down to the skeleton crew. So good luck if you live in rural areas, poor areas, any facility that is taking Medicaid, and probably their number one clientele for that community is Medicaid. They better be ready, because we are preparing to shut shit down and stop offering certain services and a whole bunch of things. But anyway, you guys, go ahead, go on.
I can add to what you just said, Lisa. Here in LA, it happened yesterday, or today is the morning, to a friend of mine who actually is just retired yesterday, from the nursing industry, because her patient was told that they need to provide proof
laws have already gone into effect or not.
95. How do you incorporate that information? So it's like Jason says you started the immigration process data as of January 1st, 1995. Is that what needs to be done? Because that's over 10. How many years is that? That's like 20.
When the first thing came in. Yep. Yep.
So is it reasonable to expect, like your friend had stated, and you know how she was communicating to you, that you're going to get a lot of early retirements of people that can still kind of do so? So not only are you looking at firing people, you're going to look at a bunch of like retirements, and for those people that are going to be laid off, that industry is now being shuttered. Where are they going to be reabsorbed? Like how does that happen? The Department of Education is being shut down too. So where are they going to be reabsorbed? Where are any of these people going to be reabsorbed?
I have no idea. Where they're going to be reabsorbed. It's just, and maybe they won't. Maybe they will not. So that, I don't think anyone's worried about that. You know, we have professional people being laid off, but they laid off, 1,000 something, 500 yesterday from the federal government. Where are these people? Which was the other layoffs? Where are these people? And then they can't get Medicaid or SNAP. Usually, you know, I've never been on SNAP or Medicaid, and I've never actually been on unemployment. So I don't know how. I know those all three should be going hand in hand or whatever, because your insurance is not going to remain in place though on that, which got that I've got a COBRA after you retire. So you can't eat, you can't work, you can't go to the doctor. What next?
And like, what about all these mortgages that these people are, you know, and we're gonna have like what's your housing crisis? This is a domino effect that's gonna be disastrous. I don't see the end of it at all.
Yeah, I think the domino effect is
Oh, that's me.
But I think I believe it'll be similar in some ways to what happened during the Clinton administration, like 30 years ago, when Clinton and Gore, they shrunk the government, right? Their process was a lot more structured, and they created companion systems to accommodate people. So, like with the whole kind of welfare to work, we saw the emergence of these, what do they call them? Not trade, I guess you could call them like little trade schools within community colleges to help people gain skills and gain training so they can make the transition into these different phases of the workforce. We don't have that, and in some ways then Clinton and Gore expanded aspects of the other aspects of the social safety net so that people would have time to transition, say, off of it was called welfare then, off of welfare to work, right? So I do think, I do believe that it's going to be catastrophic, and this is a time for reestablish community institutions and networks. This is really going to require that we sustain each other through this. I think while it may not be depressive or a depression level situation for the nation, I think for certain communities, like, you know, Black people, it's gonna have depression era. It's gonna have a depression era feeling. So we're gonna need to strategize and revamp our institutions to support our people and sustain our people.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard transition because like you got like work, like
Absolutely right.
money from job board, right? Yeah, money from job board, and then some money from like trades or something like that. And so the responsibility was all of the state, right? It's not, so okay, so that's gonna fall on the state. The school education is gonna fall on the state. So that's a double kind of like dip in whatever budget that we bring to develop. So that means poor states are gonna be probably, I can see a mass exodus of even more poor states, right? Because you've got to go to a state like California or Texas, but then they're gonna like not be able to be sustained because they've got a lot to maintain too, but they require a lot. So mass exodus, people leaving states, and I don't know, man. It doesn't work.
And just with these Board of Education cuts, just with that, and it's a Supreme Court ruling yesterday, but not only in that, institution to the new shadow about it, but there's still cases in 22 states against the federal government around this destabilizing and defunding basically of the Department of Ed, and the states are basically saying they cannot sustain that cut. It's going to require a cut in school programs, and it includes Head Start, like free lunch, after school programs. In some states, it's going to include the ESL programs, right? But not just those programs, but some fundamental things that the schools provide, and that the states are saying they cannot make up that shortfall. So for people who think like, oh, I'm secure, I can weather this, the trickle down is it's about to be crazy.
Oh, I can see how much is
the first time these people cannot be absorbed, live here. So if your local community hospital is in trade schools, they already are certified licenses. We have our licenses, and whoever else below me are certified or whatever they have. There's no reason for us to go to trade school. So what we're gonna do is, like you said, then we're gonna leave. Well, I don't live in that environment, but they're gonna have to go. And where they going, I don't know, because absorbing all these forecast places that they think are going to close. A hospital has hundreds and hundreds of people work in a hospital. And I'm just really I don't know my mind is like, I don't know, I just can't even imagine what's getting ready to happen here. But don't trade school, they know what they're doing.
At least in my trade school comment was in specific.
No, I mean, no. It wasn't counting what you said. I was just trying to think it out in my head.
So I just want to make clear that was for the people who are going to lose their SNAP benefits. That is for the people who are going to lose their Medicare and had the additional, or the so-called additional work requirement, right? In the past, when those cuts, when similar cuts, not to this degree, but for that time, large cut was made, there were institutions, like there was a plan in place to transition those people, and we don't have those people. We don't have those systems anymore. So it's the poor, right, or the dependent, right, because that's women, infants, and children included, right, and the disabled. So it's those people and the professional people that are being removed from their jobs, all the government workers that are losing their jobs on top of that. So we're going to see brain drain. That's going to be a thing. And now what's also happening outside in the world, and this is the last thing I'm saying, what's also happening outside of the world is that countries are now creating stricter visa and resident requirements for Americans because they're seeing this influx of Americans to these other countries, and they're like, no, we gotta make this harder. So the people who can will flee, but that flight won't be as easy as it has been in the past because these countries are making it harder. They're putting restrictions and limits on the Americans who can immigrate to the countries. So it's going to be difficult because even those of us in like high earning professions, like we're going to feel it too because the support that the state has to provide, it's going to come from somewhere. It's going to come from a cut in some service I depend on. It's going to come in a higher cost for some service I depend on. It's going to come in lower standards and conditions for me, like roads, like utilities. I think the trickle down for this is going to be major across economic sectors.
So yeah, I heard something about Mexico City. I don't know if this is kind of related, but my guy kind of tells me that, like, what's connected to what you just said is, yeah, if people want to kind of leave and go somewhere, like, let's say they're going to get to Canada or they're going to Mexico, right? There's already been an influx of these people that are in these cities, and for example, Mexico City, they are rioting right now because let me tell you, there has been some major protests, right, against the foreign people that are coming in here that are working from home, and they're jacking up their prices, and the local people are being forced out of their homes. The people in Mexico, for example, they are like going in the streets and destroying stuff, protesting. Have you heard of that?
In Portugal, they have it too. In Spain,
Yep.
and in Spain, Portugal, and it's starting in the UK. France, Italy, well, Canada has already made it hard for Americans since the first Trump administration. They basically were like, okay, we don't want all y'all moving here. Canada's already done it. But in the French, the Italians, Germany, and it's one other of the popular countries, they're already upping their restrictions. But New Zealand and Australia, they got rid of their golden visa. They get rid of the golden visa because they say the people are abusing, the Americans are abusing the golden visa. So yeah, so basically we're gonna become an island. That's basically what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Oh, wait a minute. Crystal came up and I brought another lady up. Oh, she left. Okay, she left. You want to jump in, Crystal?
Yeah. The points that are Brady made, it's so true and just a direct cause of this. I do security and flex security, and I volunteer with elderly folks on a sliding scale in the hospital. And I was out of Boston, so I'm actually coming out of Boston.
Take me into that shit.
For sure. The same practice, a direct result for people, you don't have the infrastructure or things to do. And a lot of people are solving those things. It's not structure, structure is already on the for the whole time. And people want to see this. A lot of people can't. A lot of people they say, I don't know where just a video.
Chris, can you fix your microphone? You sound a little gargled in the background. Just that.
that better?
Way better.
I can hear you just fine.
And I think like a lot of people are fleeing. They're starting to flee from the cities. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and the part of Brooklyn I live, a lot of people have second houses, and they have been renting out their houses and have been testing out not being here for the last year. So I know that that's one of the problems, the apathy, and just the direct problem of people just are afraid of what is going to happen and already self-deleting themselves out of a lot of things.
Yeah, and the flight from the cities, and like with the thing that I was talking about before, like the brain drain, what I didn't add to my thing about the visas is those several of those countries are upping the number of professionals they will allow, particularly people in the sciences. So while they're upping it for teachers, scientists, and that includes they're including in that the range of scientists, biologists, engineers, like the range of the sciences, and that we're gonna see that brain drain, and for the people who cannot go, who cannot leave, right? Because this is like the evacuation for a natural disaster. Not everybody can evacuate. People can't afford it. People, then those people will suffer more because the people who are leaving are also taking the money with them. They're taking their tax base. Yes, you do have to pay a little bit of taxes when you immigrate, but it's significantly less than you pay when you're living here. You're not paying city and local taxes mainly. So yeah. And you're right. And that's the apathy is the thing that I'm most concerned about. The apathy is a real problem.
Along with the brain drain, we do have brain drain coming because I'm originally Canadian. A lot of people are just opting to go to Canada because they don't know what the visa system looks like and they don't want to have an issue. A lot of countries like Nigeria. And I know a brilliant girl who's an attorney and has a master's in engineering, and it's like, I'm just gonna go back home maybe and do a startup because I don't want to have to deal with anything when my visa expires. But yeah, the brain drain is a real thing. Oh, and tourism. We're getting hit so hard with tourism. I work for a tourist company, a travel company. People who require visas to come, just like anecdotally, they cost $450 to apply for a visa in Barbados. That visa is then not even guaranteed to get there. People think, oh, little island. These are people with money. They're just opting to go to England because they don't require a visa, and there won't be anything sketchy.
And the UK is looking to tighten up their stuff too. So yeah, it's gonna be Cascadia for sure.
So, y'all get ready for 2026? Yeah, that what it is, 2026?
Yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm already started supporting the guy who's challenging Susan Collins 3 and Jordan 1. He's challenging her for her seat. We got to support him, young guy. He's got some very forward-thinking ideas. I gave him a little bit of change. He's starting early because they already trying to dissuade him from running. I got my eye on this woman who's running from Arizona. I don't know how I feel about her yet. She's challenging for the House seat in Arizona. She's young, 25. Oh God, what is her name? Her name has escaped me. So yeah, I'm already scanning to see who's preparing their run. So yeah, get out here, do what I can. Home bank, make donations, Yeah, we gotta hit it. Because undoing this stuff is at least a decade project. At least a decade. This is not going to be a quick fix. We gotta get on it immediately.
This is really government has killed more children, journalists, aid workers, and more medical personnel.
And we still got the Olympics coming. Jeremiah, look, the Olympics is coming to LA. What are we gonna look like when that happens? What are we gonna look like?
Where is that? Where is that? There's a part of that construction going on the west side by the grounds. They're digging up the ground there. I wonder if that's where it is. That's very interesting.
I'm sorry, go ahead. It's very interesting. I'm going back and forth. But where are they going to put Sue and Gemini? Those people are living on Skid Row.
They're supposed to be building, they're supposed to be building all these housing, these because they have more time, both workers and locations. They're supposed to be building allegedly, but they always have been successful. Why would they displace something like that? Something like that, like they've got a lot of.
Exactly. Well,
There's a lot of people right in the smack dab of where y'all are. You know, the Olympics.
well, so,
Right smack dab.
yeah, we go back to '84 and what Peter Uberoff did and how he got rid of all these people. He paid them to leave LA. That's how we got them out of here.
When they did the same as you say today, what they did was they gave them housing vouchers and shit like that.
So, you know,
Housing vouchers.
it was not a big, yeah. So there's only, two ways to talk this point. There's only so many ways you can move a body. The fact is that we can build all the housing we want. We've been doing that for the last 10 years here. Whether it be in existing buildings, new housing, it doesn't matter what you build. These people won't go in them. So you're right. We're gonna have a huge problem.
But the immigration issue is going to affect all of this as well. Because the Olympics is always, the Olympics makes money, but it's always a deficit for the country that hosts it, right? It's always more money going out than coming in.
Except for America.
There's a,
America.
which one?
'84 they made money.
84, yeah. So let me back up. In the last 20 years, I'll say that, as the Olympics has gotten bigger and bigger, and it has cost more and more, it's generally a loss for the nation that needs it. And the bigger the nation, the bigger the loss. Even the Chinese lost money on it. But I don't know on that. What I wanted to say is the immigration thing is going to impact this because the Olympics requires, they have all of these really strict requirements for their athlete residences. So they're gonna have to fill those. They're gonna have to fill those facilities,
James
right?
was missing majority.
Who's gonna do that work? They're gonna have to import labor to do that work because they're exporting the already existing labor.
One facility at the airport, they have people here that can do it. The problem is this, the rates are going to go up, the expense of the project is going to go up. Because a lot of professional companies are going to bid for that contract, right? They're definitely here and capable of doing it, but the price point is going to be fucking ridiculous.
Which is why they import labor to build because of the cost.
True.
That's why I think what the import of labor will be is they will hire companies
in New York State when it was COVID and they needed hand sanitizer. They figured that out real quick. They will probably have people that are companies that have a lot of social visas that are not construction companies. A lot of cruise companies who are about to have people on deck. Like California, pull up that boat, there's some place to sleep. And now we're a construction company.
So, did y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just coming back. Did y'all hear that Trump said that the Epstein files are made up? Did y'all hear that?
All of a sudden they don't exist.
We can download half the files right now. We can download half of these media files right now.
And the Democrats just forced a vote on the floor to release the files, and the Republicans
The House Republicans overrode it, and that would have made them release the files within the next 30 days. That's what they were.
I would bring it, can you bring it up again? I would bring it up.
That's what the Democrats are saying. They said they're gonna recompose it again. Like they're just gonna circle back. It seems like the Dems want to see these files way more than the Republicans do. Right? We're still pushing. They're trying to attach it to it. They try to actually get the president. They got called. Veto. The vote.
It's not gonna do anything. He's the president, right? I thought the Supreme Court gave him the ability to just shut anything down.
It's a reputation damage, damn. You can't get that back. You can't recant that. You know what I mean? Once it's out, like legally, I don't think it's gonna have the implications that we would want. But as far as him being able to be the MAGA man of virtue, a Christian leader, that's exactly what.
And the Supreme Court didn't say he can smash down anything. And if it turns out that he is involved in this in some criminal way, depending on when it was, I don't know what the federal statute, I don't know what that is for sex trafficking. But if it turns out that he's involved in this, his immunity does not protect him from this. Because his immunity is limited to things that he does in furtherance of his position as president. So his immunity does not protect him from this.
Has to be in his capacity as president.
He cannot be charged. I thought that he cannot be charged or go through any court case as a sitting president.
No, he can afterwards, though. Afterwards, he could. If the statute as a sitting president, he has immunity for things he does as the sitting president, and he can't be charged for anything outside of that until after he's completed his term.
Right. So, and it would depend because there's no law that says he can't be charged. That has just always been like the what do they call it? They call it a letter of, I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a DOJ, a Department of Justice like letter that says this is what we agree to, but it's not a firm law, it's not a congressional law, like it's not a law, it's just a sort of agreement. It's not, it's not in the Constitution, it's just a DOJ. Okay, go ahead.
It's like memorandum of understanding.
It's like a DOJ directive or something. And, but that doesn't preclude an attorney general in a state from filing against him. That doesn't preclude that. It just depends on what the statute of limitations is. But the whole thing about, I mean, I get it, the whole thing about the FC files. I just hope that the Democrats keep it on the political leverage of it, right? A promise broken. That's it. Just sort of keep it on that, and don't go down the whole conspiratorial bullshit, because that's a distraction. And to amplify that, Donald Trump just said he's going to put these sanctions on Russia. We don't really have any trade with Russia, so these are going to probably be secondary sanctions, which is then going to fire up the Chinese. I mean, this is, yeah, the Epstein thing, I kind of get it, but it's sensational. People are really into it, but I just hope they keep it on a level with the political leverage and don't hyperbolize it too much, because it's a lot of other shit that
The thing too is like, if he does found to be guilty or whatever, what's going to happen is this, or implicated. What's going to happen is this: Republicans are going to say, "This is horrible. I am sick to my stomach. Like, I can't believe he's done it." And then Trump's going to be like, "Okay, I have this bill for you guys to pass," and they're going to be like, "Okay," and then they're going to pass it. So that's what we're doing. We're on like a repeat cycle. He's done things over and over, and Republicans, I'm pissed off. This is horrible. This is disgusting. I don't know why. Here's this bill. Are you gonna go for it? Here we yes. So we're chasing something.
I don't know. I don't know, because in the past, with those other situations, we have not seen his people revolting in quotation marks against him. Now you have people who have been advocating for him, pushing his agenda, very public people who are speaking out strongly against him on this whole Epstein thing. So if it were to be discovered that he's in there, I don't know that that would be the course that the base would take, right? Like his base supporters would take. And it depends on them what these other people do. Because if he can't leverage those people against the politicians, then he has nothing, right? So I don't know. I don't know.
I'm still nervous about this because
I don't give a lot of brain space to it, but that's my.
I mean, the big beautiful bill devastated all these red states that were supporting him, that were supporting him, and a lot of the people in these red states were like, "Don't do this." You know what the Republicans did? They did it.
Yeah.
So, yes, I understand his base is going to be angry, but the people that are in the political positions to forward his agenda, they are turning their backs on the base too and just following him like a sycophant or whatever.
Right, but with the big beautiful bill, you also had his people advocating for it. So you had, like, you didn't hear Laura Loomer saying this is horrible. You didn't hear Megyn Kelly saying this is horrible. You didn't hear Steve Bannon pushing back on it and saying, what are you doing with this bill? That's what I'm talking about. Those are the people who catalyze the little people, right? So Alex Jones wasn't out leveraging his media against this whole thing. Now you got the guy who is the FBI, the joke of a FBI director. He's saying he's gonna quit. That Bongino guy, he has a huge platform. He has a huge conspiratory following. He engineered a lot of this discourse around the Epstein thing, right? So that's the people that I'm talking about. Like the little people, we matter. Not we, because I'm not in a club, but those little people, like the voters, those people, they matter. But they're not listening to him so much as they're listening to these other people who are the bullhorn for him and his policies. And that's what he needs to be worried about, which is why he's tweeting out all these things, telling them, like, just get over it, you're moving on, the guy's dead, whatever. So that's what's going to shift the temperature, I think. But, I mean, what do I know?
You know a lot, Jay. So, means if he can kill somebody, he can rape somebody. He'll still get raped. That's just how my gut says. Anything else? Because this is depressing right now. This is depressing. Is there anything else that's happening?
Yes, thanks. I just looked in the chat. Philip gave me the correct name. It's the Office of Legal Counsel Memorandum. That's what it is. The thing that says you can't file suit against a sitting president. That's what it is. I knew it was. Thank you. Thank you, Emperor Philip.
Can the Inspector General file a suit against the president? Or do an investigation in the president? Or would you know?
Yeah, they can, as much as they're independent, but you know, he fired a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah, of course, we know that.
Is Patty still there? Is she still out there? She's probably.
Honey. Sorry, I'm back. So I've been in and out. What's going on, Scott?
Hey, Dr. AG, regarding the episodes, we had talked about the new line of thinking.
Wait, you
with
sound
the,
awful. What's going on?
Yeah, your mic is a little.
Oh, shit. Was that
You kind of sound like,
shit. Well, I'm just saying, so I'll say it very quickly and I'll put it in the chat, but the new line of thinking is that there people are ashamed of the Democrats for wanting to release the Epstein file because they want to release child porn. So that's the line of thinking.
the fuck out of
Last
Yep, so
surprise.
Tim Pool tweeted that, other people co-signed. So that's their strategy now.
Bodily injury. This pedophile, look at that. So I can't, dude. I can't with these people.
And who is
There's no
this?
end to the fuckery.
Who put this out?
Tim Pool.
Oh, interesting.
But I'm saying that's going to be the line for.
So I go back to the States and I tell everybody that this guy
And if it's not already the line, so anyway, it's out there. That's the PR campaign that they're using.
So this is going to be interesting because the people that are calling for it, they're calling for it because they want to know. They want to they want to defend and protect children against predators, you know, like this. And they believe that these predators are still functioning, right? Even though Epstein's dead, we need to know like who these people are because they're still out here like abusing children, right? So this is going to be an interesting battle. I just hope that the so-called Democrats let them fight it out. But you know, it's going to be a Democrat who come in and say, you know, something bad about what the Democrats is doing. It's going to be somebody. So.
And plus, can't they just redact? Can't they redact like the innocence of the people and just leave the pictures that are the people, you know, that are of subject, their picture untouched? They can redact those, right?
Yeah, I mean they
Like,
can
you
release
put
it. They can release it to Congress and never release it to the public. They can give a cursory report. I mean, that's when I can't remember the guy who did the Russia investigation, the one who they are now targeting, and they filed this case against him and Jim Comey. I can't remember his name. It's escaping me right now. But when they did their report into the Russia investigation, it was a heavily redacted report and they never released the report to the public. They gave a summary of the report. And the reason for that was they wanted to protect the people who were implicated in the investigation but did no wrongdoing. And they didn't want that information circulating out in the public in such a way that it could cause them professional harm, whatever. So there are ways that they can, no, not the Mueller report, it's the other one where it was the, I'm going to remember his name. But they can do it in such a way that we, the public, get as much of the details as we need to sufficiently believe that they've investigated and that whatever they found without revealing any of the salacious or the illegal or prohibitive material.
Well, I wonder if they're just trying to avoid another congressional hearing, because if that is released, they have to have another congressional hearing, right, to discuss what was released, right? So they're just trying to avoid that, because then you got everybody interrogating it, and it's irrefutable. I mean, I'm surprised that they survived the first congressional hearing the first time they got the first phase out of the way. So
yes, Leanne, John Brennan, that's his name. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They want to have, that's what the Democrats are calling for. They want a congressional hearing. And they can have a closed door hearing as well. It doesn't have to be a public hearing.
yeah, I think what happens is it'll be one of those things where they get the congressional hearing, and then they get the committee, and then when they open up the file, half the people on that congressional hearing is in there.
Yeah. But for the people in Texas, is Mel still here? Oh, she's not here. For the people in Texas, what's the move on this redistricting thing? What's nobody from Texas?
There's Mel. She knows what's up.
Damn. You want to go on time out?
Mel, what's going on with this?
I just said they can go.
Now, I know I was asking.
Those are pretty nails, Mel.
Hold on. I was asking for the people in Texas because I wanted to know what was the latest word on the governor's attempt to use this application for federal funding, like calling the legislative session to deal with the flood response to redistrict. What's the word on that?
I have no idea what's going on in the state of Texas. I don't know what's going on with the flood situation. I don't know if they found those last missing 161, but I don't know anything about the funding. I know Patty mentioned that they had leftover funding for this year, and then 26 they would have to figure it out. Yeah. But I don't know any updates.
Yeah, because your governor is calling an emergency session of the legislature.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to discussing emergency.
My governor is the wheelchair man, is that correct?
Yeah, Governor Abbott, yeah. Okay. So in addition to discussing the emergency response and what they need to do around that, he's trying to add the measure of redistricting.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the goal is to either significantly dilute or to remove the 5 predominantly or heavily black and brown congressional districts. Because there's only 5 of them. And so he's trying to do like this redistricting map so he can dilute or eliminate. And last I heard, it's potentially two of them. So the Democrats would be reduced to 3 safe districts.
Do we have any Texans in the goo?
So Mel can tell you
Any original Texans?
Mel could tell you any train that got flooded yesterday in the rain in New York City, but she can't tell you shit about her state. Okay?
No, I would have to I would have to go online and do some research.
Yeah, she's not gonna do that, all right? Ask her about Brooklyn, ask her about but she don't know shit about Texas.
All I know is I live on the side where there's less floods and less tornadoes. That's all I need to know. That I am on the side of Texas with the least amount of floods and the least amount of tornadoes.
All right, okay. Yeah, can you always memorize your governor's name? Thank you. Just for the kids, not.
Damn, the kids probably know Abbott. They probably know him. And who's Ted Cruz here? What he does here?
Tell me again, just the U.S. Senator. Him and John Bourne.
And who's the mayor? Who's the mayor of this little place?
No, don't worry.
Nah, really.
Where do you live again?
I'm red out. Like all I see is blue. I don't even know what's going on.
You a Texan, Bill?
Yes. I gotta look it up, guys. I'm gonna get better. Don't worry. I know what's going on with Mayor Adams. I know everything that's going
on. Okay, so I have a story. I mean, this is if you guys follow Eric Harness Substack. This guy that he was an associate at Davis Polk. You know, Davis Polk is like a huge law firm. That's one of the law firms that we deal with trying to do like $100 million worth of pro bono work for him or for the government. He basically starts a Substack and he calls out the Trump administration for First Amendment concerns and everything. So this guy, over a course of a couple of months, starts writing about he wrote one particular article about Trump administration tracking protesters, and he said it gave First Amendment concerns. He gave the firm the opportunity to review it, and he said he made clear the views articulated were entirely his own, and that they addressed a matter of public concern, right? So, if you know anything about the First Amendment, things are matters of public concern that there's an importance there to speak about these matters. Right, and so 4 hours later, he was fired and escorted out of the building by 2 security. That was cold. So he's now speaking about big law and saying how it's a powerful machine and it's basically they're suppressing people's views and all of that stuff. So I think that's interesting. This guy's name is Ryan Powers. He also has a Substack. I'll be subscribing to it, and so interested in his articles. So you can pledge, you can sign up to people's Substack without spending money. You can just do the free subscription. So just saying that, and if anyone knows any good Substacks, please put them in the chat, and I'm down to read them. But yeah. Probably making $200K a year as an associate, and now is on the bread.
So Mr. Governor, right? He's giving over 1.9 million in emergency grants to the hospitals that were impacted by the Texas floods. Then I also see that $5 million in micro business disaster recovery loans. And that was all done today, July 15. And then Governor Abbott signs a key border security laws in Fort Worth. That's all today. And then yesterday, he toured the flood locations.
Yeah, man, I just put it in the chat, the things they're gonna be discussing at the legislative session, and if you look way down on the list, that's redistricting, because he's gonna talk about, getting new flood warning system.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah. And then way down, nearly at the bottom, he has the redistricting.
It says finding.
Yep.
Yeah. And above that, the Attorney General powers, those are also really interesting. But yeah, those are the things that he's putting on the agenda for the thing. I don't know, I just think, I'm telling everybody I know it takes just keep your eye out so you can call up your local representative and put pressure on them about this, because this is real slick.
And check into your Attorney General, because that is
Because the thing with this is you want to have it separate. You want to have the redistricting separate. Because he's going to force people to sign off on the redistricting in order to get the money for the floods. So you want to pressure your people to separate them. Separate the bills. Yeah, to separate the bills. Don't put it in the off bill.
So, this day of election commission was about the AG. His name was the AG mistake. Election, seems like you. District,
It's the legislature that does the redistricting.
I mean, not the legislature. In charge of all the elections in the state.
The Secretary of State.
Eligible for a brand new smartphone.
You mean who oversees the elections?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah, it's the Secretary of State. And she's a woman. I can't remember her name.
What they'll do is they'll set up a bill that says, and if somebody's against it because they're against the redistricting, then they're going to use it against them in a campaign in the future, saying this person voted against flood.
Exactly.
Then the beforehand and say they will not introduce a clean bill that separates funding from elections. That's all. You gotta do it before they do.
Right, that's why people gotta get activated and pressure their people to show them, we know what y'all trying to do, and especially you gotta get the people in the hill country, the Latinos, like people gotta get on it. But
I have no faith in these people. I'm like 50% myself. That's where I'm at. I'm ready to go.
I'm going to be in Chicago.
Hell no, I'm going to the
Yeah, why not Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S. Why would I go to Puerto Rico?
The DR is much more Republican than America.
I don't care about Republicans. I don't care about Republicans. I care about Mr. Trump. That's what I care about.
Oh, okay, because we're just generally more conservative of a nation, but you're right. United States Trump, that's a good one. But the Dominican president is a very big fan of Trump.
Yeah. Well, Puerto Rico's president
got you there with the first we shit on that though. I think the only President Trump likes though is the Mexican president. That's the only like president he said.
You don't like his ass.
Well, he likes her. She doesn't like him. No.
I don't know. I'm just over it. I'll figure it out while the kids finish school.
But to be honest, you should be thinking about like where you even want to buy investment properties like.
We already have a home in DR.
Oh, okay, but because I'm thinking like I have one right now. My parents have a couple, but I'm like we're trying to buy more property as it continues to go up in value. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm scouting for other. Look, Americans are spreading out outside of just the kind of area, and they're moving up closer to Salmon, so that property value is going up.
Some are way better than Punta Cana. It's like, I mean, it's okay, but it's very, I don't know.
It's overrun with
It's
Americans.
prettier.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Parts of Punta Cana, like, kind of is given like golf courses, and it's like it feels like America-ish. Like it doesn't feel like you're in the country anymore.
The worst thing about Punta Cana is staying at a resort in Punta Cana.
Did I hear
Because the
someone?
food there's weird.
Hey, what's up, ladies? Did I hear someone say the president of Puerto Rico? Donald Trump is the president of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I think people mean governor.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay because we all gotta look out.
Yeah, she's president. She's very friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very friendly towards Trump. There, and actually, the Independence Party grew largely, like, it grew to like 29%. They actually had 29% of the vote. Like, the Democrat Party had 29% of the vote, and then the Republican Party got 30% of the vote. It's not called the Republican Party, it's called something else, but they're basically the Republican Party. Yeah, but that's the biggest, I mean, that money actually put millions of dollars into the Independent Party, and the Independent Party could have won, but they want independent, and I don't think a lot of people want that for the island, so.
I don't know. I don't freaking know. I don't even know what we're doing. I just want to be at peace and not have to be worried.
Wrong administration for that.
I don't want to be having to worry about education and all that bullshit. So that I just send them to DR and put them in fucking private schools.
You don't worry about education. He just currently dismantled. Right now, he's just dismantling the DOE with the Supreme Court backing him to do something.
I already started looking at private schools over there. So.
Shit. No, it's funny.
No, sorry, I was saying it's funny that you say that because my mother just finished her retirement home in Barbados. And I went with my husband and my baby to visit before she even got to stay in it. And he was like, this ain't bad. We need to see what's around us and just relax. And when I go back home to Canada, if I cannot come back, I'm not going to fight it. That's the Lord speaking.
Live in Canada, that's awesome. What part of Canada you live in? Well, actually, you don't mind me asking. Like, what region?
I am originally from Brampton, Ontario.
I love Canada as a summer. Canada's great. I mean, in the summer.
It is. That's why we're going to apologize. I can't have my American husband totally denounce it.
I like North Coast. I like North Coast. I like Vancouver. I like Toronto.
Oh man, Vancouver is amazing. Like I love Vancouver.
Have you been to Vancouver Island?
I do too, mother, but probably for very different reasons.
Wait, is Vancouver Island where all the houses are, like the billionaire houses are?
Vancouver Island is, I think, crazy.
Oh, I probably haven't been there. What's in Vancouver Island?
My college roommate lived out there, so we would go out there to ski quite often. And also, Calgary is amazing. Calgary's
beautiful Lake Louise.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna hit you in the back channel because I gotta go to Calgary and I have some questions. And I'm gonna hit you in the back channel about that. But and when I lived in Seattle, going to Vancouver Island was like a thing. It was like a luxury thing.
Yeah, and if anybody's interested, it is the Canadian dollar is like 73 cents on American dollar. So you could go and have a real nice little luxury vacation.
We used to go to there's a river out there that we went to that we would go fishing.
Is that like the Hamptons of Vancouver, Vancouver Island?
Oh, cross country is a big thing. Muskoka. I live in New York now, so it would be the Hamptons, like the translation, I guess.
So because of the Canadian dollar being weak against the American dollar, that would also make them want to encourage them to want to sell their places in the U.S., particularly Florida and Arizona.
Y'all are planning a vacation. Look at Japan. The U.S. dollar is so strong in Japan right now. Like people are going for like 1/3, well not 1/3, like 30% off normal pricing. So if you're thinking about where you're gonna go, where you're at, Japan is really.
Are the hotel fees in U.S. dollars?
Oh, I'm not too sure if that's not about to Japan myself. My friend was just there saying it was so cheap compared to what he had said.
For me, it's about the flight and hotel. Everything else is related.
In order to make sure that they can get to where they're trying to go. We saw this Department of Justice decided to put out a letter, and what did they do? We only have 4 states that are represented by black folks, where the vast majority of the people that get to the summit, they have represent them are black. They decided to attack 3 of the 4 states that we have in the state. They decided to go after a Latina. They are specifically deciding to splinter the communities of common interest, as well as just blatantly say, we are going to dilute minority voices. So we know that the courts, ever since we've had a Voting Rights Act, have always found this state to be intentionally discriminatory. That is what they are going to do. So I need people of color to understand that the scheme of the Republicans has consistently been to make sure that they mute our voices so that they can go ahead and oversize saying this was so. That's exactly where this madness goes. We didn't understand how we got to that.
Such a fashion, that's
honestly, like, if it wasn't for like me being able to speak French already, like you guys are like the best at the back of the throats. Like,
many times when I hear French people speak on the street, they sound like it's like people to be on the phone.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that sounds super French.
Yo, Bell, I put in the chat more what we see here. Oh, no, sorry. Anyway, listen, whatever. I put in the chat more subway and city flooding videos. Slideshow.
Now you being your backup. It's all good stuff.
Well, you know, no, I'm trying to, it's a little bit, no, it's a little bit of, you know, going with your idea that Mel's more New York than she is Texas. So
Yeah, she definitely is.
Yo, now you talking shit. I just came in. What happened?
I posted a link in the chat about more flooding in New York.
Oh my God, I see like 4 videos.
More clips.
He's like, yo, Mel. He's like, oh, she's not here. He's like, yo, Sin. I'm like, not me being the backup.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I even showed them to Gemini's back channel.
Yes, wow.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
new ones.
Oh, which, by the way, MTA going up on a Tuesday. And it's Tuesday.
What, the price?
$3.
Oh, it should be at $3. Enough of this nickel and diming, like 2
Yeah, I felt like I'm surprised it was not more than $3. That's crazy.
Go $3.
So it's So it says the base fare at the NYC subway and buses is increasing to $3 starting August 2025. So consistent with their pattern of fare increases every 2 years. So yeah, another 10 cents on fare. The Holy Bus is gonna be free soon, so let's see.
People should take more buses that are actually
They're gonna do the Interborough train, right? Queens to Brooklyn.
I don't think they're not gonna.
I have not seen that. That is not helpful to me, but that sounds good.
Well, I mean, the train track is already there. Like, a lot of it's there. It's unused.
I'll be to work at Resorts World. That would have been a good thing. I would take the A from Utica. Lived in a 2-zone place and then an H train.
Oh, okay, got it. I gotta do that tomorrow, actually.
That used to be right around the A train. It's always entertainment. It's showtime. It's Swedish passengers who don't speak English and have their whole family on the train.
Yeah, with all the fucking luggage.
With all the luggage that slides down to the end of the train car.
Man, don't they know in America we speak English?
The A in New York is like the red line in Chicago.
It's always entertainment on the A.
I remember
Showtime and the people coming from the airport. It's just great. Casino people where I work, casino folks.
Bring me the showtime.
I saw some.
Whenever my Canadian cousins come, they always want to see some Showtime.
I saw some lost white people in the red line in Chicago, and I was like, "Are y'all okay?" I'm gonna send that over. Wait. Chicago, okay. They were like, "Oh, we're just looking for adventure." I was like, "Where you gonna get it?"
So, Sid, I heard that they had started, like, gentrifying Brownsville. Is that true? I haven't been to Chicago in a minute.
Brownsville, New York. No, Brownsville. There's a Brownsville, Chicago, and yes.
I mean, I was like, yeah.
Just like there's a Brownsville in Texas. That's just where.
Yeah, but we have one in Miami, too.
Yeah, we do. And it's a black area. And all. So that I know, it's always a black neighborhood. Predominantly black neighborhood. You're talking about it, but Brownsville, I think that's like. Brownsville, Chicago is where like Madam C.J. Walker had her home built. Like a lot of like prominent, like beautiful homes are in there, but lots and lots of apartments too. And yeah, that is like I would say very much gentrified. Maybe it's starting in Brooklyn, Brownsville, but it's not to the level of Chicago, Brownsville.
It probably isn't, but I will say I worked for a crypto exchange whose headquarters was in a blown out bank in Brownsville, so.
Brownsville, Brooklyn?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So there you go. A sign of gentrification.
It's they got the trains in Brownsville, that's why it's fine.
Yeah, and it's sad because Brooklyn has really be like so gentrified because they have a better bus system and train system than Queens. So you didn't really see the amount of gentrification in Queens like that yet because of the transportation. But I also see that they're trying to improve their transportation. With improved transportation comes gentrification. It's just hand in hand. pretty close to mine.
There's a lot of
I'm just saying it's usually it's prioritized by the commute to Manhattan, which dictates the gentrification and the price. When I lived in Crown Heights, I moved there that's where I first moved when I came to New York in 2011. If you saw a white person on the train that wasn't a Hasidic Jew, they were lost. Guaranteed. They thought they had taken the train to the end on the other side of Manhattan.
Are you talking about the 2-3? Are you talking about the 2-3?
The 4.
Oh, the 4. Okay.
Yeah. I used to live at Crown Heights, Utica Ave, and if there was a white person on the train in 2011, they were definitely lost.
They were, yeah, because they didn't go out that deep. There.
And then there was
Brooklyn, you there? Yeah, man. Oh, so they still have the meth clinic there.
Yeah, and they have one in
It's called St. Jude's Treatment Center, but it's still a clinic for addicts.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the part that's gentrifying at this moment as we speak is and has been for a while, but it's still transitioning, is the Prospect Lefferts Garden, right below Eastern Parkway.
Oh, yes.
On the eastern side of Prospect Park, because that was taking a while, because north of Eastern Parkway, Crown Heights, and that whole area has been undergoing gentrification for quite
So don't you think they gotta get rid of the meth clinic before they start gentrifying Brownsville?
No, they won't, because they're trying to make the meth clinics more acceptable. They put one in Park Slope after people cried on 4th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And with that area, it's funny you say, I used to live there, and the spark of the gentrification was turning that hospital into a teaching hospital. The Kings County Hospital over there became a teaching hospital. And it created a lot of revenue. Everything around there is being bought by the doctors who are going there. The surgeon that is been forward at Kings County Hospital is the person that lives in the other apartment in my house. It is, and then all the students that are coming from out of town to become residents. That's why that place, and then everybody, the Jews pushing from Crown Heights down into East Flatbush from that other end.
Yeah, 4th Avenue, they rezoned because of, again, Kiwanis too. They had that giant rezoning. So all on 4th Avenue used to be freaking auto mechanics and, shit like that. They just started popping up condos left and right. And that's where a lot of that gentrification down there is going all the way down 4th Avenue.
It's about to be hell, you hear me? Because, and we talk about this guy, they suspended the property tax lien sale for 5 years. They just recently brought it back this year. So, like last month. So these people are about to, so many people are about to lose their homes, right? There's 18 or 1900 homes on the property tax lien sale in Brooklyn alone, right? So a lot of people are gonna lose their homes with this property tax lien sale bullshit. And now they wanna supposedly abolish the tax lien sale, but man, that's what I'm saying. This city council is a piece of shit. You hear me? To bring this back and not really provide people enough notice to get their shit together is really fucked up, and I would like to get to the bottom of that.
Oh yeah, there are people waiting in the wings to screw up everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And just look at Linden. Do you guys know Linden Boulevard? They put that huge building that blocks out the sun.
Yeah, where the data used to be.
Yeah, and no, there's another one. It is attached to where a nursing home used to be, and they put an charter school under it.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Right by Linden with Dinah.
Yeah, look how that area, if you look on, I think it's Brownstoner, East Flatbush has the most new construction sites open right now in all of New York.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's all the way up like Brownsville, Canarsie, and all that, but then on the East Flatbush.
Yeah.
I think is that near where King's Theater is and all that?
Yep.
Where's King's Theater for like, okay. Yeah.
Getting heavily gentrified. If you see, it's all new condos.
I remember when Lizzie behind it was that's the borderline of East New York and Howard Beach.
Yeah, I think they're where the Sears used to be over there. They've got like 40 condos in that area.
Wherever they have a spot to build something, they're gonna put. Even if it's a skinny building, they're gonna place it.
All those things, all those places that have like 1-story, 2-story, auto mechanics, warehouses, storage facilities, all that shit's going. So Atlantic Avenue, 4th Avenue, like I said, any of those main thoroughfares that also has subway access, it's all gonna go. Just a matter of time. It's easy to rezone if it's not already rezoned, and it's easy to build big footprint condos or rental buildings there. Make a lot of.
Look at the giant that they put on 4th Avenue that used to be the taxi stand. It used to be a taxi stand in front of a U-Haul storage center.
Is that
now
it's Whole Foods over there?
It is blocks from Whole Foods. And they put a massive building, and they have like a little hotel there, the Blue Hotel.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, once the Whole Foods moved in, I knew it was a wrap anyway.
Yeah, well, I knew a lot of people that were rubbing their hands in grief when they knew that Whole Foods was going up there.
Yeah, because they got a parking lot too. It's a big deal if you don't know New York. It's a big deal in New York. Whole Foods got a parking lot. So everybody from all over Brooklyn's going there.
And I went over there. And you know why? It even boosted why you have to go over there. Because, what was the one by the IKEA that went out of business?
You mean at Red Hook? Not on Red Hook.
Yeah, in Red Hook they closed, and then you had
Fairway.
Yes, when Fairway closed, you had no choice but Brooklyn to put up fence in certain areas.
Shut down by Pathmark. Hell no, Pathmark been left.
They still got Steamtown. Don't worry about it.
I see Steamtown ain't going nowhere.
Town, and it's like
Pathmark ain't there. I used to love Pathmark. Pathmark to me was like, if I got to go to Pathmark, we had money.
I know, but the one on 25th Street, what did they change it to, man? If it ain't Pathmark.
I'm not sure the name.
Is it like ShopRite or some shit?
No, it's probably a Stop and Shop.
A Stop and Shop, yeah.
They do have a Pathmark in Atlantic. No, I think it's a Stop and Shop now, actually. Sorry.
That shit's in the parking lot.
No, it ain't nothing.
It's in the parking lot. So 125th Street, 125th Street and Lexington Avenue, there used to be a key food there.
No, Pathmark.
Right. But there was a lot of people who were, not so well to do. We used to just hang around that area a lot. It's kind of stinky. It just wasn't a good spot.
They had the can cook like shoes and stuff.
Yeah, they had that there too.
That's what I was told,
hear about the lady who she got beat up at the parking spot?
Yeah.
And then they retaliated against her. No, I don't think so.
Who retaliated?
The police fucked them people up, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Allegedly.
I didn't see anything, but I heard something like that. I don't believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe it, but there's no video evidence. But I believe someone did. Because
what I'm saying is wink, wink. Saying.
Yeah, wink, wink. Who knows? Allegedly, and who knows? A girl, it was in Queens, I'm sorry. I thought it was Brooklyn, but it was in Queens. You know how like you try to save a parking spot with a garbage can?
I was in Ridgewood.
Is that your neck of location? So they were trying to save a parking spot. They even had a camera, so they have a camera, they have this 2 out.
I just want to let you know they was doing what Scotty does, okay?
Yeah, but he was doing it with home.
Okay.
The garbage can.
I think construction forces that moving into
So the lady came out of work. It's 5:30. People want to fucking park and want to go home. You fucking tired. You just worked an 8-hour shift. You know how that shit is, right? So she's looking for parking on her block, and they went and put a garbage can so she couldn't park there. 3 Hispanics, probably Puerto Rican, because I know the fucking area.
They were.
Hell no, they were Hispanic. Are you serious?
No, they were.
They were talking Spanish.
They was not talking Spanish. I'm telling you.
No. The mother spoke to the trans person in Spanish. I heard the conversation.
Showed them on. They did their own little interview or whatever. They are like Armenian or Ukrainian, some shit.
Yeah, they're not.
I don't know. I'm going to the video again.
Yeah, they Eastern European. They not hard. That's what everybody was saying.
So basically, she came out the car and they fucking jumped her. Some fuck shit. So the trans dragged her first, and then the mom is hidden, and I guess that's the brother on the other side or his lover. Well, I don't fucking know who that was. It was just stupid shit, bro. Let me tell you, that's one thing. I have fought all my fucking life. That jumping shit, I don't rock with that shit. I don't like that shit.
Oh, allegedly. Alright, so allegedly. So allegedly, someone did come out and protest. I did see that on TikTok.
Oh, I didn't see the post.
And try to defend this woman, this black woman, that was assaulted by 3 people, right? Then allegedly somebody, reached out to those people and gave them a hug.
Reached out and touched somebody.
Yeah, so the chick was like, "Don't come. I'm coming back with my man." She said, "My man's gonna come." I said, "Oh, this shit's gonna get real." Because if she come back with her man and he sprays this whole block, then what? Yeah, I don't like that.
And that is a Queens fairy tale, y'all.
Yeah, I know that area because my ex-husband lives there and his whole family on that side. No, he's Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what you guys do bad news.
No. I just like his food. Oh, no, I used to hang out with Chanel. I danced their music. My sister's first husband was Guyanese.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought that.
I've never had Guyanese religion.
You know they had roti and
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, they all eat. It's
bunch of us eat rice and beans. No, what I'm saying is that Hispanics, a bunch of us eat rice and beans, then guess what? Their countries, a bunch of them eat roti. Or they can eat none. But they all very similar. Their carb and our carb is different, but all of Hispanics eat rice and beans.
Yeah, and Haitian food I love because it's spicy. And Dominican food isn't really spicy at all.
Yeah.
So I like the pickles. Oof. But you know what? Haitian food is just, it's something about just eating at someone's house. Anyways, I could go on and on. But yeah, I love Haitian patty. Any type of Haitian food, I'm in there.
The shit is good on it.
That drink that y'all be making, that's like moonshine. I don't know what the fuck that. I'm not gonna try that out. Yeah. What's that? No. That's what I fuck with. But that other shit that's like rum. Nah, rum put none of that. But it's like punch and cream. Nah, cream, all that stuff. Nah, that tastes good. I forgot that's that drink that someone try to make me drink, and I'm like, ah.
I don't know, that might have been, I don't know what you're talking about, but you know what? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what were you saying?
People on the wrong, like somebody put barbacoa in
No, barbacoa's fine, but this is like fucking like homemade, fucking make it at home type shit. Like good shit.
Yeah, look up all shit. Did you see that, Modi was the transgender man?
Oh, he was in Trinidad?
Yeah, so now he made it to like kind of like how he did the return in Ghana.
Okay.
So now he can go back like what the next generation, whatever. Now it's more like to be like a original Indian citizenship. If you want it. Yeah, I think this is symbolic bullshit really.
Okay. Like everybody that goes there, like for Indians that are Trinidadian, go back to.
Yeah, the Chinese to go to India, they can trace their lineage back to India. That's how they got that influence of the Indians that came from India.
Yeah.
Now they know what the Trinidadians, what the Guyanese, because they Indians.
Because it's too big of a country, I guess.
Yeah, that was that.
Like, oh, y'all motherfuckers, like Indian, y'all gonna come back here?
No, he was in India, Brooklyn when he announced it. So, that's why I was
So here's the thing, like, do you ever watch those Indian matchmaker shows, or is it just me?
Probably just
Anyone else? Alright, so according to those Indian matchmaking shows, they really, like, Indians in India don't really fuck with like Guyanese Indian and Caribbean Indians, right? They don't want like their sons, daughters to really marry them like that. Like it depends that the more modern ones will accept it, but some of these Indian people on the show are super strict. They're like, nah, find an Indian somewhere else.
Yeah, my wife is cool.
Yeah. But these Indian families, boy, they do not fucking play.
My God, his father is from Guyana. That's why I asked about Guyana.
Well, my cousin married an Indian man, and they've been together since like high school.
Yeah.
But they also lived in Bushwick, so at that time, what was in Bushwick? That was in Bushwick.
What you said, Asia?
So now you make me want to go get some rotate.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm thinking about Rody right now.
I have a friend that's
I gotta go all the way far away to get some Rody in Atlanta.
This dude hang out with so many Puerto Ricans. He knows perfect Spanish. He knows more Spanish than most of the Puerto Ricans in Brooklyn because
That's how my sister's ex-husband was. If you would have spoke to him, you would have never thought he was Guyanese. You would have thought he was straight Puerto Rican.
Yeah, kind of saying, how about I home growing up? I just do He's NYPD, his first reservation.
And
he was the shit they were saying. That shit was funny though.
what's your dog's name?
Oh, I found Harry's shirt memory right now.
Raven?
No, Raven.
Raven, okay.
I want some
Let me tell you something.
right now.
I know you guys are saying that those people ain't Puerto Rican, but I will put my head on a chopping block that they are Puerto Rican.
Not Puerto Rican.
You think they could be half Puerto Rican? Do you see the way she spoke, that woman? That lady's fucking Puerto Rican.
Let me do some investigative.
It's that or they grew up around Puerto Rican. But don't let the last name fool you, because she could have fucked some Indian or some fucking whatever country you guys said.
No,
And made that baby.
you got
half Romanian, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
I have friends that have Puerto Rican, half Romanian, so.
Hey, check out that video, the way she says.
Alright, wait.
But I can tell by her last name she wasn't Puerto Rican.
Love, but that's what I just said. She could have married somebody that's not Puerto Rican, that's not Hispanic, so her last name is Hispanic. But I'm saying the way she act, the way she spoke, her whole fucking.
But then they show, like, I had looked at one of her TikToks when she was dancing to Romanian music, so I was like,
that's crazy. That means she grew up around, she probably been in that area for a lot of years, and she grew up around Puerto Rican, because everything says Puerto Rican about her. I just put up the video right now.
Well,
Can I say something?
you got about that?
She ain't got no fat ass, she's a fucking old lady, but she's just the whole fucking energy. The whole shit is just giving Bushwick, bro. It's giving Bushwick. It's just giving Bushwick.
Hey, yo, Tim, what were you saying before about the taxes in New York? They make changes?
No, the property taxes, they, so if you owe property taxes, they can now sell the tax lien, not your home, but the tax lien to a third party. So now you have to pay the third party.
Yeah.
Instead of paying like the Department of Finance. And so what that's causing is a lot of scams because they publish the list. If you're on the list, you're already like, if you own a home in New York, 9 times out of 10, people are fucking contact you to sell that shit. People contact my partner all the fucking time. And they text him, are you going to sell your home? We buy homes, and blah, 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 blah. People are constantly harassing him, right? That's, yeah. So
yes, the whole lean on the tax, that's been a thing that's been going on for at least a year. That's not new.
No, it's actually suspended for 5 years.
Oh,
due to
really?
The pandemic.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. But I've heard of this before.
Yeah.
And not only that.
Yeah, so what I'm just saying is they brought it back last month, and at least 2,000 homes in Brooklyn alone were sold, and it's about to get like worse. So and now there's like a bill out there to try to abolish the tax lien sale, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So I just had that. And I'm sorry, I can't unmic myself right now.
I thought tax lien sales was a normal thing. They doing here in Georgia.
So it's normal, and look, don't get me wrong.
It's predatory as fuck.
It's a way to collect revenue, but it really affects Black and brown homeowners disproportionately. I think it's 5 times as much.
Right.
Than everyone else, right?
I agree
a lot of
with
people.
And older people.
Here in Atlanta.
Yeah. So a lot of times people don't get proper notice. A lot of times people don't know that they could get help from an attorney for free. Like people just don't know that there's like resources that can help people get out of this. And sometimes we can even get funding. Like my firm is like getting grants for people to pay off their property taxes. But a lot of people just don't know that that's available, right? So I'm always trying to like spread the word and go to churches on the weekends and stuff like that to try to spread the word that we have all these programs and stuff is available.
but people just don't know that it's available, and it's kind of frustrating. But when I'm saying this shit is about to get ugly, it's about to get ugly because a lot of people are going to be foreclosed on.
Yeah, because I seen it even recently advertised on like an app, probably like Instagram, and I was like, wait, they actually advertise this? Like, oh yeah, you can do this like it was like a regular thing that people should do to make money. Shit is crazy out here. Right?
So that's this though. So when they're selling the lien to a third party, is it like a collection company or just anyone wants to buy it?
Anyone can buy. Anyone wants to buy it.
But usually the people that buy it are like these companies that and they charge an exorbitant amount of interest. And what they do is they just hang on to it. They know like certain properties in particular. Like we know where the gentrification hotspots are. Like some of these properties are heirs property, like they handed down from generation to generation. There's no mortgage on it, but the family doesn't necessarily bring in that much income. So there's like they run up the property tax bill and they force a foreclosure sale, and they're gonna get paid regardless because they file a lien with the city, so they're gonna get paid.
What? Yeah, that shit crazy though.
Yeah, I think all the governors, the governors association in general needs to work on that shit. Like, because you can't count on the federal government to fix that shit. So all of the governors need to get together and they say, yo, we gotta put a stop to this shit.
Well,
this is like killing people.
Not every city has this, and actually I think, or not every state has it. So I think Virginia, there's a few states that don't have a property tax lien sale. So in other words, like the property tax lien debt stays with the city, and they work on like payment plans, or they provide like different options to the homeowners. But not everyone has the tax lien sale. So yeah, it probably should be abolished in like very highly concentrated areas where it's just like for a lot of people to, make it or abolish it completely with the state. But in this case, it was the city council. That's why I'm very like skeptical of Zoran, to be honest with you. He's city council. I mean, but he's assembly, so I think it was
assembly. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, he wasn't in that, but a lot of probably DSA people voted for it. I know your girl voted for it, and this is what I heard, Tiffany Caban. But anyways, I'm still trying to find out the vote and all that stuff. But a lot of people are like now changing their tune to abolish the tax lien sale, but y'all are the ones who brought it back. So now I'm like very skeptical of these people in New York City because are you an idiot or are you just purposely trying to fuck people over?
What's the DSA argument for keeping it? What's the counter argument on the progressive side for keeping this going?
So I think people say there's been ample time. It's been 5 years. So, these people got notices and, the COVID is done. And so people should know that, their argument was we'll have the different applications will make it easy for them to get out of. And so they offered like a couple of trainings and a couple of different things for people to enter into. So I got like 6 people out of it. It was, easy to do, and 4 cases. 2 were a little bit more trickier because there were like title issues involved. So it's always a little trickier, but it is pretty easy to do. The problem is like we just lack education. We lack, it's just a struggle. Like it's not easy for people to do. I think people don't understand the consequences of ignoring these notices. I mean, it's a lot of things. I don't know. I'm not a person that really ignores notices. Every notice that I get in the fucking mail freaks me out. But sometimes people just, are dealing with the death in the family. Like a lot of these, like I said, a lot of these properties, they owe tax because a family member died. So now their income is cut in half, and they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, it's that. It's also the little old ladies who don't read their mail well. Like I there was one person who described notices are. They're not very official.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you know how to use a computer, if you're savvy with a computer, you can go create a payment plan online, enter the easy exit application online, and you're fine, right? However, we have a huge elderly population that has these homes and they are on a fixed income.
Yeah.
So that's the issue. And a lot of these are black women. Like, so, out of the people that I helped, half of them were black elderly women that were on fixed incomes. So.
United States for the shithole.
Let me tell you, I also helped wealthy people as well. I also helped the wealthy, and I was like, whoa, you got a condo, $1 million that's worth 1.5 or $2 million, and you owe property taxes. You never know what type of situation people are in, right? So, sometimes people get a lump sum of money, but then they don't have, enough to pay their property taxes, right? Property taxes have gone up, right? You have to pay your electricity and all these other expenses. So all of a sudden,
hold on a second.
There's also a lot of situations where, the grandma's moved or whatever, and they're like, they'll leave it to their grandkid or cousin or whatever, and they're like, oh, we'll take care of the property taxes, but they never take care of it. And it just goes missing. They don't pay attention. They don't know it's something that, they'll actually get a bill for and have to pay quarterly, whatever it is. Just go by the wayside and they'll be in trouble.
But that's what I was telling all these people in here that have worked hard for their homes and they're trying to pass those homes down to their kids. I was like, man, you don't know how many people I run into that by the time they call me, I spoke to someone today. By the time he called me, he was like, oh, I want to know if you could help me with a foreclosure. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, looking at his case, he has like 10 years worth of freaking litigation. I'm like, and then I was like, this house was already sold in 2023. And why are you calling me for? What do you want me to do about it? I know that's fucked up, but I'm like, all day I get these calls and I'm like, sometimes people, I don't know, I'm tired today.
Yo, shit, you don't even know.
I'm like, I'm scared. I just run fucking ragged. And let me tell you something, I wanted to celebrate because I saved over $33,000 this week for my clients in taxes to the IRS. And so I'm thinking of the shit, and then I get like a fucking plethora of calls of people that I just can't help, and it's like, it's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for you, it's frustrating for me too. Anyways, that was my rant.
So, can we call it what it is at the end of the day? We live in a nation where we have predatory mindsets. Everybody is trying to screw somebody to get a buck. And this is why you have this problem.
Yo. Mic check.
Lisa, you on your 30-minute break or your 15-minute break? I'm done with breaks, so I'm about to get out of here. It's free at last.
My whole body at the bottom half is hurting. Which is up too.
Hurting too.
I'm not hurting. What's up, patient?
Scraps off and scraps off.
Oh, wait. That's why I was texting.
Yeah,
You saw me? Yeah, baby. Yeah, we'll talk until you're home. I'm gonna put him outside and then I'm going to my car.
Take them scrubs off, put on a dress, a sundress, Lisa, come on.
No, okay, yesterday when I was putting on my sundress, you saw what happened.
I know.
Out of nowhere, yo. I was like, I came out of the surgery center. I was in Jersey. It was in Morristown, at Morristown Memorial. I came in and was like, yo, what the hell? And all of a sudden, before I could get to the bridge, it like took off. It was like, what the F? And then I
that big lightning bolt that you guys all saw. And then it was sending me all of a sudden my back channel with the subway. Why do you guys sit on the